G'day everybody, and welcome back to Apio Puzzles and another evening edition. And with the darkness tonight around me and on my background here, I've just set back up my software and have not put the background image in. I was put in mind of a poem by the incredible poet David White with a Y, and I thought I would share that before we start. This is called The House of Belonging. I awoke this morning in the gold light, turning this way and that, thinking for a moment it was one day like any other. But the veil had gone from my darkened heart, and I thought it must have been the quiet candlelight that filled my room. It must have been the first easy rhythm with which I breathed myself to sleep. It must have been the prayer I said, speaking to the otherness of the night. And I thought, this is the good day you could meet your love. This is the grey day someone close to you could die. This is the day you realize how easily the thread is broken between this world and the next. And I found myself sitting up in the quiet pathway of light, the tawny, close-grained cedar burning round me like fire, and all the angels of this housely heaven ascending through the first roof of light the sun has made. This is the bright home in which I live. This is where I ask my friends to come. This is where I want to love all the things it has taken me so long to learn to love. This is the temple of my adult aloneness, and I belong to that aloneness as I belong to my life. There is no house like the house of belonging. So there's a little poetic intro for you. I will leave a link to that if you'd like to follow that up. I do recommend David White and his own reciting of poetry, which is has a particularly unusual style about it, and he has a brilliant British Irish accent. But returning to matters cruciverbal, we are going to take on Saturday Paper's Liam Runnell's crossword. I was busy yesterday making the David Astle puzzle from the day before, which I highly recommend you have a look at on my channel. It was a themed crossword and extremely interesting and innovative. I've never seen something quite like it. One of my favourite ones from DA in ages. I didn't actually complete. There were a couple of clues that I couldn't solve. I have since figured out what they're doing, but it's hard to explain, but they were not readily cheated. I intended to I would have liked, if I couldn't complete a puzzle, I would just do a one-look search for the words that are possible, but this puzzle did not facilitate that possibility for reasons that will become clear once you check it out. So in the meantime, Liam is with us now, and hopefully it'll be a tamer affair. It wasn't actually, to be fair, an extremely difficult puzzle from DA, just extremely quirky. So let's go with 8 across here from Liam. Very successful organised crime fighters. Crime Fighters has 13 letters, so it doesn't look like an anagram. It could be an anagram of crime and then something else. I think it might be a double definition. The question mark suggests to me that there's maybe, I'm not sure. Let's go on to 9 across and see. Three letters is usually easier than 11. Eggs or veal, no seconds. So this looks like over. Or veal without its second letters gives you O, V, and A, or without every second letter gives you O, V, and A, which is eggs. So 6 down. Rip out middle of Pacific nation garment. Middle of rip out. Middle of Pacific would be the I guess. Maybe this is. Well, what comes to mind is toga. But no, I need an I, don't I? Sorry. This might be an actual. Rip out. I'm not sure. 7 down. Let's not dally. bring up Pennsylvania housing cost. Pennsylvania, I think, is PA, and parent is to bring up, and rent is housing cost. 13 across. Examine national currency with information technology. So this looks like audit for AUD for Australian dollar, national currency, and IT for information technology. So we're off to an okay start. 14 down. Office item for illustrating secret code. This feels like just an anagram, if illustrating is acting as an anagram indicator potentially. Maybe not, but secret code. An office item. I'm not sure if that's even what's happening. Or maybe it's not office. Maybe office is den, and the whole thing is then secret code. Oh wow, maybe secret code is pin. Going backwards and forwards here. Secret code could be pin. And then an office item would be the thing, I guess. Drawing pin. Oh yeah. Wow. Yeah, okay. It's a drawing pin. Illustrating is drawing, and secret code is pin, so not complicated. 19. Coach evacuated after meal in train. Coach evacuated CH after meal. So this is teach. Coach evacuated is coach without its inner letters, so CH, which is coming after T, which is a meal, and train is teach. 20 down. The sand scratched part of phone. So it looks like an anagram of the sand. Part of phone would be handset. So scratched is acting as an anagram indicator for the sand. That's a nice indicator. 26. Sheets of soft precious metal with enormous edges. I was going to say, I think the answer is edges, but no, that won't be right. Sheets, pages. Soft is P. Precious metal is AG for silver, and enormous edges is E and S. Precious metal was referred to, maybe it was another Liam puzzle the other day, and I commented that it's slightly trickier than normal because usually it would just have the word silver and you would know to look for AG, and this way you have to translate it twice, and the precious metal could well be any precious metal, but that's the one we've got here. 23 down. Going a slightly unusual way around the grid today. Wield Excalibur my prince, lopping off Yorkshiremen's heads. That's quite a clue. It looks like we've got first letter indications, so this is employ. The head letters of all of those words before, E-M-P-L-O-Y for wield. Let's try this little one in the middle. So you don't get that very often, a little 3-letter answer in the middle. Relatives buried in Buckingham is kin. Who are your relatives? And kin is buried inside the word Buckingham. 18 down. Where am I? Small amount for 8 down. Do I know 8 down? Can I even see where 8 down is? Why can't I see? Oh, that's over there. Okay, well, maybe we'll come back. 22. Mass exodus from dam supermarket section on weed. Looks like section on weed is an anagram of section. Maybe. We do have the letters for it. Mass exodus. So this will be. I was going to say desertion, but it's got to be that, right? And then we're left with C, S and C. So is that not what we're doing? From dam, what does dam supermarket section on weed mean? Or is it some sort of weird hidden where you've got to take the hidden letters there and then rearrange them. Defection would be mass exodus. Damn supermarket section on weed. May not be defection. Oh, well, okay, well, action from section leaves us with DEF. Ooh, that's curious. I'll come back once I've confirmed that these letters are correct, but I'm not seeing that. Lowers oneself for some Scandinavians say. So this is Danes. Dane is to lower oneself, and Scandinavians are Danes spelt differently. But if we say Danes out loud and spell it a different way, we get this spelling here. So 28. Family tree expert got lineages confused. So this is a genealogist. Let's get the spelling of this right. I think it's this. We've got two E's and A. Two E's and an A. That looks right. Be careful with those. 16 down. 24-hour shower. Long time for water removal. This, I was going to say, looks like sewerage. Maybe it is. I thought it might have the word day in it. 24-hour. Oh, this is interesting. Day shower. No, that's water removal. No, so it's not going to be sewerage, which is something else, won't it? Drainage, right. So 24 hours is D for day. Rain is shower, and drainage is our answer. 25. Shame of Greek character on Troy's perimeter. This is pity. The Greek character is pi, and Troy's perimeter is the T and the Y, the perimeter letters of Troy. 27. Popular song beat. Hang on. That is hit. Just a double definition. Let's try 21 down. Trivial insult. To insult with an 8 in the second last place. Slightly unusual. Is that the right? That is 21 down. Let's try 21 across. Another letter from Greece. A letter from Greece sent in global mail aeroplane chiefly. So it's going to be something like Sigma, first letter from Greece. Sent, so this is chiefly the opening letters of those words, S, I, G, M, and A. So that's nice. That is hit, right? 27 popular song beat. That has to be right. Let's see if we can get one more letter here. 24. Approaching international politician with conclusion. So impending. International is I. Politician is MP. Ending is conclusion, and approaching is impending. This is slight. Let's remember the clue. Yeah. So a slight is an insult, and it's also a word for trivial. We can probably solve this even without 8 down, but let's see if we can get around to 8 down. 15. Passed around rum, initially dehydrated. So I think this is, we need a 4-letter word for rum here, followed by the D, which is the first letter of dehydrated, and it means passed around. It would probably have an E there. Passed around. Or is it something to do with dying? Past. I think I thought for a second it could be that. I don't know if that is a word. I don't think that's right. Let's try one down. We've got a G, so it might be an ing word. Rinses dung off, removing clothes. It does look like an ing because we've got an ing word in the... I'm just distracted by 15 across for a second, but we've got an ing word in the clue. So undressing, for example, yeah, this looks like that's what it will be. This is just an anagram of rinses dung. It's off being the indicator for that. That's an I-15. Let's just look at that again. Passed around rum, initially dehydrated. So it is dried. Now what is happening there? So dehydrated was the definition. So, I see, past is died, and it's around the initial letter of rum, and we get dried. Let's try 12 across. Actually, let's try 3 down. We've got a K at the end. Headmaster is keen to detain star. He's keen to detain star. I feel like it might be that. Keen. Keen can be a verb, but to detain star. Headmaster. Headmaster would often just be an M. Is keen to detain. Just a hidden. Hang on. The K would come from. Yes, I see. Funnily enough, I thought of the word asterisk for some reason. I guess maybe I indirectly thought of star as asterisk, but that is a hidden where we have the word asterisk in the middle there, and it's suggested by the word detain. These words are detaining that word. Let us come to 12 across now. Stopping side injured by wasp attack. By wasp attack. Injured by wasp. Stopping. So maybe this is desisting. So we've got, I see wasp attack is a sting, obviously, and side injured is side rearranged. I did actually think that at first, and then I wasn't sure about the rest. Let's finally have a look at 8 down. Pop $1,000 on a thoroughbred finally. Well, thoroughbred finally would be the D, presumably. There might therefore be an A. This is granddad. So grand for 1,000, A for A, D for the final letter of thoroughbred, and pop is a word for granddad. 10 across. Bitter king intercepts donations. I was going to say this is acrid, but I'm not sure if that's correct. No, hang on. What did I say? Acrid. No, I'm not sure. What is donations? Often that's alms, like that, ALMS, but that's not happening here, I don't think. I think I'm being silly here. K for king seems unlikely. It might be, but I think R for king is more likely. It's another abbreviation, and that would be in the middle of a word for donations. That means bitter. Oh, actually, maybe it is acrid. Donations is aid. And we've got CR. Oh, sorry, I'm moving my thing around there. I think CR might be the equivalent, the king equivalent of ER, or I was just asking myself this the other day, is what do we have as our abbreviation for king instead of queen? Maybe it is CR. That seems to make sense. Let's come down to, actually let's come to this one, which depended on 8 down. small amount for granddad, granddad's wife, to go around with sheep. That may not be defection as well. Be careful about that. Small amount for granddad's wife, nan. Nanogram, I guess. So nan for wife to go around, going backwards, and sheep is ram. So this was not defection. Might actually come back to that at the end. 2 down. Tolerates a US president's November loss. Abides, that's a nice clue. A for A, US president is Biden, and November lost means the letter N for November is taken out of Biden, or Biden's, to give abides. This looks like an unusual word. Gangbusters. No wonder I couldn't solve that straight off the bat. I think that must be gangbusters, who are, so gangbusters effectively means very successful, and also people who bust gangs. So 4 down, don't think I've seen this one yet. Putting in stitches in Southeastern Hospital section. Southeastern Hospital section, putting in stitches, sewing. I was thinking of ward, and that didn't work, but sewing is what we're looking for. 11. I sent email accidentally without subject header delete. So I think we're looking for an anagram of I sent email without the heading letter of subject. So we get I end email being rearranged on account of the word accidentally, and then delete is the definition, and our final answer is therefore eliminate. That might be toga actually. 5 down. Closing things out hopefully. Candidate unexpectedly pairs with worker. Candidate unexpectedly pairs. Oh, I see. Aspirant. I think that came up in a crossword that I watched the other day, and is never a word I would have thought of for candidate. But we have pairs being rearranged unexpectedly, and a worker is an ant. So we are very much going to finish, fingers crossed. 8 down. 6 down. Rip out. So I was thinking toga. Middle of Pacific nation. Oh, I see, Tonga. Tonga taking the middle out is toga. And now it's just this one. Mass exodus from dam supermarket section on weed. Well, if it was that. Oh, why have I got a C here? That might change the complexion of things. Hang on. What is going on? Mass exodus. Oh, I see. Mass being M is coming out of the word dam to give Dan. I'm still processing this, but I think that's what it's going to be. Supermarket section on weed. Oh, I see. Weed is the definition for dandelion. On was on. Dan was dam without its M, its mass, and the supermarket section is the deli. So there we go. I think I passed everything. I wasn't sure if there was something I wanted to come back to. It might have been defection actually, so we did get around to it. So thanks again everyone for joining me. If you do like this content, then it would be amazing if you'd like to subscribe. or comment, or whatever you like to do to kick that algorithm into motion. Thank you very much for being with me today. I'll be back soon with another crossword and or Sudoku. And until then, happy puzzling and take care.